Tila nanganganib umano sina Colonel Gatma at Kerwin Espinosa, ito nga ay matapos nilang aminin ang mga anomalyang ginawa ni na former President Rodrigo Duterte, Bato de la Rosa at Bongo. Ayon kay Bato de la Rosa, nagsisinungaling umano sina Espinosa at Garma upang malinis ang mga pangalan ng mga ito. Ayon pa dito, baka daw isang araw ay makita na lang ang mga ito na nakahandusay sa kangkungan dahil sa kasinungalingan ng mga ito. Narito panoorin ang video kung paano nabuko ang mga kasalanan ng mga nasabing politiko.
Mayor Halili,
Ano
may
yung
mga
kay Mayor
mayors,
sa Calabarzon yan, Tony Halili?
Region 4A.
Yes, anong
Halili.
alam mo sa pagkamatay ni Tony Halili?
He was shot during the flag raising ceremony.
Yes,
and
yes,
says
it was reported.
Sniper po.
So, what do you know about the...
Chismis lang kasi, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
And I think imported. Kasi during that time po sa war on drugs, pwede pong tumawid yung mga operatives.
So wala kang direct knowledge about it? Wala kang direct knowledge about it?
Pinagmalaki kasi ng isa, sir, na sila.
Sino yung nagmalaking yun?
Major Albotra, Mr. Chair.
Major
Albotra of Region 7.
Albotra?
Yes.
Of Region 7?
Yes po. Ano pangalan ni Albotra?
Major Albotra ng Region 7.
Lieutenant Colonel nata. Yes, sir, pinagmalaki niya sa akin noon. Oh, talaga, sabi ko, how did you do it? So, mga kilala niya, mga kasama niya.
At sila ang nagpapatay kay Tony Halili?
He said he's in the team, Mr. Chair.
So, it's a team that killed Mayor Tony Halili. So, it was
According to
really
him.
a planned...
According to him, Mr. Chair.
according to
During
Major...
that time kasi, Mr. Chair, kung meron ng grapevine, like it would appear na it is a operation, nagkakaroon ng code of silence. It's real talk, Mr. Chair, sa PNP, tahimik na. Matatakot na yung iba, matatakot na rin. Even RDs would say na, oh, trabaho yan. Oh, huwag mong trabaho. They will just call you and then it became a culture. Minsan i-process kasi mag-intervene ang NBI, mas nakakatuwa nga kung NBI kasi talagang mas maganda pag ganon. Kaya during my time sa CIDG, nasa Cebu City Police ako, tuwang-tuwa ako pag NBI talaga mag-handle. Kasi definitely, magiging maayos po. That is why, sinasabi ko palagi, gusto ko nagka-hands off after the processing ng crime scene ng crime lab. Pag sinabi na victim na they want NBI, binibigay ko po. That's the reality on the ground, Mr. Chair. You can ask mga ground commanders and chief of police.
So again, Mr. Chairman, I would like to reiterate the name of Major
Lieutenant Colonel Albotra na ata.
Albotra. Kenneth Albotra to be invited in the next hearing.
Comsec, please take note.
With that, Mr. Chairman, with a heavy heart, I yield back for the meantime.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Fernandez. May tanong lang ko kay Colonel Marcos. Colonel Marcos, yung bang prior to your assignment sa Region 8, you're the regional what do you call that? Anong position niya, no?
Regional
Chief ng CIDG sa Region 8.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Prior to that, anong assignment mo?
Deputy Provincial Director po of Leyte PPO, sir.
So sa PPO ka dati. And then eventually, nung after 2016, napunta ka sa CIDG as Regional Chief.
By July, sir.
July of 2016.
Yes, sir.
Kanina kasi nabanggit ni Colonel Garma na ang tinatanong ko kasi, paano ba nagkakaroon ng assignment? No, halimbawa, in example ko kasi kanina, si Colonel Patay, from Davao del Norte, nailipat siya dito sa Quezon City. So, ang sagot sa akin ni Colonel Garma, mayroong mga nagbo-volunteer. Example daw niya, kagaya mo, nag-volunteer ka dyan sa Region 8 because kaya mo raw mag-deliver. And in the lingo of the members of the PNP, nagkakaintindihan kayo pagka pinag-usapan yung deliver. Tama ba yun? Is it safe to assume na yung sinasabing deliver yung merong mga drug personalities na may execute ninyo?
Bali po sir, yung ibig sabihin ng linggo ng deliver sa amin is pag kinuha ka sir na nilagay ka sa isang post na operating unit, you know how to operate sir. Marunong kang kumaga, you can perform the performance of an operating unit. Parang ganun sir.
So it doesn't have anything to do with killing?
Hindi naman po sa pagkaintindi ko ganun sir. Kasi hindi pa ako na-assign ng CIDG ever since in my career. Kaya nung sinabi na kung willing ako ma-assign ng CIDG, nag-oo po ako sir.
Pero totoo ba na nag-volunteer ka? Na mapwesto ka dyan as regional chief kasi you can deliver. Totoo ba yan?
Sinutan ako sir ng order. Bali yun pong ang nangyayari po kasi noon is nangyayari naman po yan ng shoot order. Ang normal process po kasi sa PNP is you seek for an accommodation, then you seek for an availability. Ang nangyayari po sa akin is shoot order po. Marami po kami na-shootan ng order because it was a transition, sir. Nangyayari naman po yan sa transition of government. Pag bago po yung leadership, minsan, yung mga gusto nilang ipwesto, pwesto po nila.
Were you ever assigned outside of Region 8? Saan ka ba na-assign dati?
I was assigned, sir, in Malacanang as PSD member during President Ramos' time. Then after that, I was assigned with Region 8 as company commander. Then I was assigned with Region 7. Then I was assigned, sir, in DPRM, NHQ. Then I was assigned with NCRPO, Manila Police. Then I went back, sir, to Region 8 on my hometown after my OSEC. Yun po yung mga assignment ko, sir.
Mr. Chair,
So,
pwede bang
oh yeah, please, Congressman Akop.
na-assign ka sa Malacanang
Yes, sir.
after graduation?
Yes, sir.
For how many months?
For almost 2 years, sir. From 1996 up to late 1997.
Are you sure?
Sir?
Sigurado ka?
Opo, sir. Halos, sir, kinuha kami noon, sir, ng PSG kasi because of the APEC.
Yes.
Yeah po.
Yun ang totoo.
Opo, sir.
Yung buong class ninyo kinuha dahil may international activity na mangyayari noon dito sa ating bansa.
Opo, sir.
And you lasted for 2 years?
More than, sir. Hindi umabot, sir. Before
Paano yung more than na hindi umabot?
Bali, hanggang March of 1997, sir.
Tinatanong ko lang naman kung 2 years. Sabi mo, hindi magkaugma yung sagot mo kasi. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Akop. So the next to interpellate is Congressman Lordan Suwan. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I ask Ms. Garma, again, why were you crying as you were reading your affidavit earlier?
Because, Mr. Chair, it took me more than a week to make some reflections, and it's very difficult to have the courage po. So, although I have decided naman po, I think it has something to do with my courage to come out po.
What convinced you to come out?
Sabi ko nga, I made some reflections, and I have to go back to yung values ko na lagi ko sinasabi, at sinasabi ko rin sa anak ko palagi, And even to my relatives, I would always say the truth because the truth will set you free. And that was the same statement that my daughter told me before I appeared before this Quadcom, Mr. Chair. So, nakaroon po lang ng time when I was inside the detention facility of the Congress to reflect, Mr. Chair.
I commend you for your courage, Ms. Garma. And you also mentioned earlier that you were afraid for your life. Were there threats made against you?
Mr. Chair, right now there is no threat. But knowing the capability of those persons that I have mentioned, they are in position, some of them are in position, they have the assets, capability, and influence, Mr. Chair. At ngayon po, I'm just a mere ordinary person lang po ako. I don't have position, I don't have power, ganun din po ang mga relatives ko. And sino ba namang hindi rin matakot? Which is normal po.
In paragraph number 13, you said that Mr. Leonardo informed you that he stayed at a hotel for 3 days, during which the President directed him to organize a task force similar to the PAOK-TF. So what is the name of this new task force?
Wala po, Mr. Chair, hindi na po nalagyan ng pangalan. Kasi naging simple na lang po na sa CIDG Region 11 na lang po ang parang pinaka, how would you call this? Parang pinaka focal area o focal point. So hindi na siya ganun ka-structured na may mga specific officers to handle per area. Kasi na-mobilize din po mismo na yung RD, yung PD, and Chief of Police.
So itong task force na sinasabi niyo po,
Hindi po nagawa po yan, Mr.
hindi siya
Chair.
nagawa or meron pa ring team pero hindi siya official?
Yung team po, it's more on consolidation, encoders, in charge in the payout, monitoring, mga ganun na lang po na simplify ang setup po dun sa office ng CIDG 11.
Tapos sinabi niyo, so nandun sila sa CIDG 11.
Yes,
So
Mr.
parang may parallel force doon sa CIDG 11 na secret na gumagawa ng ganitong war on drugs.
Hindi naman po secret, Mr. Chair, kasi lahat naman ng Chief PNP, RD, PD, Chief of Police, alam naman nila na nandun talaga. It's not a secret. It's known sa lahat po ng officers yan. It so happened na in addition to their mga duties, nadagdagan lang po. Yan po.
Yung sa Region 11, CIDG.
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
In paragraph number 14, you said that when Leonardo relayed this information and urged me to join the task force, you refused, right?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
And you said that your reason for refusing is your lack of experience in handling such operations. But was there any other reason why you refused to be a part of this?
Yes, Mr. Chair, aside from that, kasi during the time, there was an instruction from the President. I was there, Bongo and Leonardo was also there, when the President mentioned to us that he wants me to join the team sa Malacanang to handle police and military affairs. Kasi po, sabi niya, it's too much kay Sen Bongo na i-handle lahat ng ahensya. So because of that, hindi ka naman din makatanggi kung ganyanin ka. Point, sabi ko, yes lang ako na yes. So sabi ko, if there is an order, I will comply po, sir, sabi ko. So there was an order issued by the ILG actually, which I complied for a while.
Anong order po yun?
The ILG order that I am detailed to the office of the sa President.
Sa President?
Yes po. Pero hindi rin po nagtagal kasi po nagkaroon din po ako ng order na na-reassign na ako sa Region 7 CIDG after my graduation sa OSEC.
Okay. And then you were assigned as Police Chief of Cebu.
And then a year and a half after, naging Chief of City Director po ako ng Cebu City. In fact, that was actually offered to me by General Sinas, yung position na City Director. I have no intention nor interest to the position, but since it was offered and I realized po na magandang break po sa career kasi City Director. So actually, it took me for a while para pag-isipan kasi during that time po, yung Region 7 na CIDG ay located lang po sa loob din mismo ng Cebu City at nakikita ko po na napakalaki ng problema ng Cebu City. And I was thinking kung makakayanan ko ba na i-handle yung administrative and operational concerns and issues ng Cebu City, which is during that time naman po, si General Sinas is very supportive. I have high respect on him. And sabi ko, mukhang maganda magtrabaho with him because marunong siyang mag-support sa mga tao sa ground during that time.
Why were there a lot of deaths during your time as Chief of Police in Cebu?
During that time po, sa Cebu City, I think there was this intense police operation kasi hindi lang naman po Cebu City po, Mr. Chair. Kung titingnan mo kasi yung statistics, pag nangyari sa Cebu Island, naging Cebu City ang tingin. Pero kung himay-himayin mo po yung statistics, makikita mo na Lapu-Lapu pala siya, Mandaue, Cebu City, Cebu Province. Pero pag sinabi mo kasi Cebu, it appeared po na buong Cebu City. And then during that time po, hindi lang po ang police station na nag-ooperate. Meron po tayong ARSOG, Regional Special Operation Group, which is being managed by all R2s. Tapos meron pang PISOG, like Provincial Special Operations Group. And then meron pang PIDEG na nag-ooperate. May CIDG din na may territory per province. So, pag makikita mo po yung statistics, it would be ako po, maganda rin tignan po, sino nag-operate para makita natin kung sino yung liable. Kasi pag titinan mo ko yung statistics, kukunin mo, kung saang territory, it appeared na yung police station na yon ang may gawa o may trabaho. So,
pero may iba-iba palang mga organizations na naka-overlap
yes,
sa
Mr.
same
Chair.
geographical area.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Saka ina-allow during that time yung tatawid ka ng area as long as you coordinate sa mas mataas na level. So halimbawa, ako Cebu City, yung drug personality ko na target ko sa Cebu City ay nandun pala sa Cebu Province, I will just ask clearance sa regional office and coordinate with the provincial officer so I could go sa territory niya. So that's how it works. Same with from one region to another region. Minsan from Luzon, pumupunta pa po ng Mindanao, Mindanao to Visayas. Ganun po noon ka-aggressive yung campaign.
Okay. You said in paragraph 21 that during the initial 3 months of his assignment, you facilitated all meetings between Leonardo and Bongo at Leonardo's request. What did they meet about?
Hindi po ako kasama sa mga meetings, Mr. Chair. I will just ask for a schedule para sa kanya po. Hindi po ako kasama. But after the meeting naman na pag-uusapan, na pagkukwentuhan,
Anong
more on...
kinikwento?
Kasi kung halimbawa, paki-arrange mo ako ng meeting, isasubmit ko lang itong like structure, or I will submit a report, or I will update them.
Kanino daw niya isasubmit?
Kay Bongo po.
Yung
Mag-updating siya,
yung report
magsasubmit siya ng report.
ng ano po?
I do not know, Mr. Chair, kung ano yung laman, and I do not know din po kung ano yung update.
Pero hindi yun report sa regular police work.
I feel that hindi, kasi siya na po task na po siya eh. So it has something to do with the special task po.
In paragraph 22, You said that Leonardo informed you that he had recalled several trusted personnel, namely Lester Berganio and several others, to serve as operatives for the task force. Is this task force above board or is this an assassination task force?
It's not po assassination task force. As I mentioned po, it's just these are staffs that will handle po yung recording, parang depository of all information and data so that kung halimbawa po na may operation sa ground, pwede mong i-verify if this person is on the list, mga ganun lang po. Or if you want to submit a list for validation or what, pwede mo rin gawin po yun. Kasi may capability naman po yung opisina ni Sir
Yung
to
task force.
validate all information because he's in control po sa buong Pilipinas na R2, RDs, and other units po.
Okay. And here in paragraph 22.2, you said that all of these reports would then be encoded and compiled by Lester Berganio. Is Lester Berganio here?
Wala po. It's just a civilian hired lang po to encode everything. That was during the time po, yun po nakita ko na siya po yung nag-handle. I just do not know the later part po because what I am talking in my affidavit is the first 3 months na observation.
First 3 months
po.
lang.
Yes po.
Sabi niyo po dito na the compilation is thereafter elevated to Leonardo who will decide what level the arrest or killing was and its corresponding reward. So rewards were only given for killings, while for arrests, only the funding of the co-plan and a refund of the expenses were given. So you're saying that rewards, there is no reward if you arrest. Wala pong reward.
Opo.
Refund lang.
Refund. Depende po kasi kaya before you conduct the operation, you need to submit the co-plan so that it will be funded po.
Okay. Pero kung may mamatay, may reward.
Meron pong binibigay, may pinapadala po dun sa operatiba po na nakipag-communicate.
Okay. I think this is very important, this list of Mr. Lester Berganio, because we could get an estimate of the real number of casualties from the perspective of those who were responsible of the EJ case. May I manifest, Mr. Chair, that we invite Mr. Lester Berganio?
Comsec, please take note of the request of Congressman Suwan.
And you also said, Ms. Garma, in 22.3, I saw how these individuals operated when I would visit the CIDG office in Region 11 to see my friend Lot Lot. So, how did you know, how did you see how they operated? Did you go with them? Did you observe for days? What?
Hindi po. There are times kasi po that mag-standby po ako doon because my friend was there. And during that time po, since na halos wala po akong klase, kung hapon, kung minsan po, doon po ako naghintay kasi susunduin ko yung anak ko sa school. So, nakikita ko po ang how they work, how they work inside.
Do you have any memories? For example, something that stuck to you when you were there? Parang isang memory na something that happened that was memorable for you na hindi mo makalimutan.
Wala po akong maalala, Mr. Chair.
Wala.
Wala po,
Okay.
Your Honor.
You also said here that in paragraph 25, Lester Berganio maintained a comprehensive list of drug personalities in the Philippines. Tama po ba?
During that time po, siya po yung encoder. So,
So sabi mo, maintained a comprehensive
Yes
list of
po.
drug personalities. So would it be safe to say that he is the progenitor of the drug list? Siya yung parang unang gumawa ng drug list?
encoder lang po kasi siya. So, kung ano lang ibigay, siya lang po ang nag-encode, Mr. Chair.
Sinong nagbibigay?
Bibigyan nila sir po, kasi encoder lang siya eh.
Yung team nila Leonardo?
Yes po. I do not know kung anong maging arrangement or instruction, but he's just a mere encoder.
Okay. And it relates to paragraph 27 where you said that Leonardo had the final authority to determine who would be included on the list of drug personalities and to classify their threat levels, as well as the discretion to remove individuals from the list. So you're saying that Leonardo, Police Colonel Leonardo, is the progenitor or the author of the original drug list?
Hindi po siya yung original kasi yung una pong binasa ni Presidente, hindi po galing kay si Leonardo yun.
Pero paano tong sinabi nyo na may final authority siya to determine who
When
would
he
be
was
included?
tasked na po, after the announcement, and then nung tinas na po siya, I think that was yung unang binasa po ni Presidente, dun po nagsimula yung yung unang list, and then na-update na lang po every week, every month, ganyan po hanggang sa dumami ng dumami because the reports were coming na po sa different units and others are for validation, ganun po. So, na-update na na-update po.
Okay, so yung binasa ni Presidente na list, galing na yon kay Leonardo?
Hindi po, Mr. Chair. Yung una, hindi po.
Yung unang binasa
We do
on
not
TV?
know kung saan po galing po yun. He just
Yung
read
list,
it.
hindi nyo alam? Okay. So, just a couple more questions, Mr. Chair.
You have 2 minutes.
Were you ever directly involved in operations where suspects were neutralized as part of the drug war?
Wala po. Wala
Wala?
akong maalala.
Hindi ka involved dun sa yung tatlong Chinese drug lords sa Dapecol?
Hindi po, Mr. Chair.
How about kay Wesley Barayuga?
Hindi rin po, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
And last question. You mentioned that certain national figures had the final authority to determine the level of arrests or killings. Can you testify on any specific instances where national leadership directly approved the killing of certain suspects?
I
May
didn't get the national...
may ano ba? May situation ba na may order galing sa taas na i-eliminate ang isang suspect?
Wala pa akong alam na meron pong ganun, Your Honor.
Sino pong may alam doon?
Wala pa akong alam, Your Honor.
Okay. No more questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Suwan.
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
Mr. Chair, with the
Congressman
indulgence
Gutierrez.
of our colleagues here, if I could have a quick interjection, just really related to some of the points raised by Congressman Suwan.
yeah, make sure it's related to Congressman Suwan's questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I'll make it short. Actually, it's in relation to, since it was touched upon by Kong Suwan, yung reporting system, and just like to verify some things from Ms. Garma. Mr. Chair, Ms. Garma, sino po si Eagle?
Sir?
Sino po si Eagle?
Sino Eagle?
Codename
Eagle.
Codename Eagle.
Eagle? Hindi ko po alam, Mr. Chair.
Are you sure, Mr. Chair? Just to verify po,
Yeah,
no? Because you're now in a more cooperative mood.
Yeah, hindi
You've
ko
never
po-
had a chance to come across this code name, yung Eagle po, especially in relation to the machinery which you have now revealed to us po today.
Eagle. No, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, may kilala po kayong SPO for Fornoles?
Fornolies.
Fornoles.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Sino po si
Your
SPO
Honor.
for Fornoles?
Na-assign po sa CIDG dati, but he's already retired,
Retired
Mr.
po.
Chair. Yeah.
Mr. Chair, totoo po ba na kay Fornoles nire-report ang mga hits para mabayaran ang mga pumatay?
I'm not sure. What I heard kasi is kay Serbo tinetext. Siya ang may hawak ng
Kanino?
cellphone.
Ma'am, kanina po.
Pakiulit mo nga kanino?
Ang pagkakaalam ko po ay ang may hawak ng cellphone is si Serbo. Serbo. As to kay Fornolias po, I'm not familiar. Pero before nag-retire si Fornolias, active pa siya, ay nung mga time ng war on drugs, andun, active pa po siya. Pero as to his participation, I'm not sure, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, just a few more on that. Because this was also touched on previously, but at that time, Ms. Garma was not cooperating. There was already an allegation that Leonardo, sa kanya daw po nanggaling yung reward money. Saan naman kinuha ni Leonardo, if you would know, Ms. Garma?
Yun, Mr. Chair, I heard from Pedro, there was a time na lumabas siya na sa IDG, nagkakamot ng ulo kasi namumblema na siya. According to him, is malalaki na yung pera na pumapasok sa accounts niya and kinakabahan na siya sa mga pinapadala galing kay, minention niya kasi yung pangalan ni Muking, Mr. Chair, kaya I presume na dun galing because that is his exact word.
One more allegation, Mr. Chair. Is it true yung nabanggit dati na sa PCSO daw galing yung source ng reward money and this was during the time na GM daw po kayo?
Hindi po. I think it's, sige, hindi po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Garma. That's all. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Gutierrez.
Mr. Chairman.
Senior Deputy Speaker Gonzales.
Mr. Chairman, in relation to the question of Congressman Rhodes, this diagram, Ma'am Garba, bakit parang wala po kayo dito?
Mr. Chair, hindi po ako kasama sa workflow po dyan. I'm not the one operating the whole operation. Hindi po.
Yung ano po, alias Muking, lalaki ito o babae?
Babae po, Mr. Chair.
Ang pangalan niya po niya is Ermina Muking Espino po. ASEC ng PMS. Tama po ba ako?
Yeah, yes, Mr. Chair. Now I remember, yes.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, next hearing, I think we have to invite.
Yes, we already asked the committee secretary to invite Ms. Muking
Thank
in
you.
our next committee hearing.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Congressman Gonzales. The next to interpellate is Congresswoman Franz Castro. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So based doon, Mr. Chair, doon sa summary ng kanyang affidavit, si Ms. Garma, nakita natin dito yung flow ng money. So makikita natin, Mr. Chair, ang driving factor, bakit marami po yung pinatay na mga may hirap dahil may rewards. At itong rewards na ito ay inaano pa yan ng kota, di ba? Tama po ba? Dito sa EJK ni Duterte ay ito po yung driving force, yung reward kung bakit ang dami pong mga pinatay na mga may hirap. Kinukumpirma niyo po ba yon, Ms. Garma?
Mr. Chair, with regards sa quota po, I think discretion yun ng mga RD, PD. But with regards to the rewards, nag-exist po, Your Honor.
What do you mean?
Sa quota po, hindi po nakotahan.
Okay, so wala yung
discretion.
quota.
Discretion.
Pero yung, Mr. Chair, yung reward system na kasi dito, yung flow ng yung flow chart ng inyong affidavit, basically reward system at may flow of payment, di ba?
Nag-exist po.
Nag-exist.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Nag-exist.
Yes po.
Okay. So, ulitin ko nga, ito yung dahilan kung bakit nagkaroon ng siguro na entice ang mga operatives, ang mga pulis para doon sa EJK. Tama.
Posible po kasi
Okay.
hindi ko rin din alam kung ano po iniisip nila, Your Honor.
Tama, kasi
Posible.
sa flow mo kasi, flow ng payment, so mula kay Bongo, di ba? Binibigay yung pera kay Ermina Espino. From Bongo, bumababa kay Edelberto Leonardo. At from kay Leonardo, nagpupunta yan sa chief ng regional SOG, PIDEA, Bucor, hanggang sa CIDG, hanggang sa all regional chief ng CIDG. So, yun po yung flow ng payment. So, tama. Dun sa ano nyo dun sa ginawa nyong diagram.
Your Honor, kasi kung minsan hindi dumadaan sa RD, parang may naka-assign na focal point. Depende kasi po kung ano naging arrangement. Si Sir Leonardo lang po nakakaalam.
Okay, so
Your
therefore,
Honor.
from Leonardo, and from Bongo, Senator Bongo, lahat napupunta kay Leonardo.
Yeah, it appears that way po.
Yes.
Kasi nga, yun ang sabi ni Pedro na galing na pinapadala sa kanya.
Okay. Okay, so yun na po ang na-establish natin. Yung pera nanggagaling kay Bongo. So syempre, galing yan kay PRRD. Tama? Kasi dito sa diagram nyo, parang directly in-implicate nyo na si Duterte, Rodrigo Duterte.
Pagdating po, it's just a communication flow, Your Honor. But I do not know kung galing po doon. Basta ang sinabi lang ni Pedro, si Muking ang nagpapadala. So,
Okay,
kung
pero si
saan man
Muking-
kinuha niya ni Muking, that I do not know. Pero
Yes.
pagdating po kay Bongo po, siya ang bini-meeting ni Sir Leonardo. Siya nag-meet sa kanya, nakikipag-arrange.
So, alam naman natin, Mr. Chair, na si Senator Bongo at saka si Senator Ronald Bato ay talagang close yan kay PRRD. Tama? Ms. Garma?
Opo, Mr. Chair,
Okay.
Your Honor.
So ito pong, ulitin ko yung pagtatanong dito sa funds. Kasi Mr. Chair, kung napansin ninyo, 2017 hanggang 2022, lumobo ang confidential funds. No, from, naging 400 plus billion ang confidential funds. So do you think yung pera po ay isang source po ng pinagkukuhanan ng rewards ay yung confidential funds or intelligence funds?
Ayoko mag-speculate po, Your Honor. Hindi ko po
Okay.
alam kung anong source,
Okay.
Your Honor.
So, kung hindi niyo yun masasabi, obvious naman, Mr. Chair, no? Pagdating dito, no, kay Bongo tsaka kay Ronald Bato, close kay PRRD, at ang pera, ang flow ng pera mula kay Bongo hanggang kay Muking, patungo kay Pedro. At si Leonardo yung bahala dun sa ibang pagbibigyan ng pera. As the matrix show or the flowchart show. Minention mo si Peter Lim. At doon sa affidavit ni Kerwin, parang ini-implicate parang sinasabi doon sa affidavit ni Kerwin na pinapa-implicate si Peter Lim doon sa war on drugs or doon sa droga. Hindi mo minention si Michael Yang. May alam ka ba kay Michael Yang?
Wala po, Your Honor. Kaya ko lang na-mention si Peter Lim because I was assigned in Region 7 at it appeared that he's the biggest drug lord sa Visayas area. That's why siya lang ang naaalala ko as far as Visayas area is concerned.
Okay. So hindi mo alam na baka si Michael Yang ay sa Mindanao area naman?
Wala po akong alam, Your Honor.
Okay. By the way, ang mas mataas sa inyo ni Leonardo ay si Colonel Leonardo, tama? Kayo po yung...
Yes po, class 96 po siya.
Okay, class 9.
Your
Kasi sa affidavit ninyo po, kinausap kayo ni PRRD para bumuo ng task force at naisip ninyo si Leonardo. So,
wala po siyang, hindi siya nagsabi na bubuo kami.
okay, pero naisip niyo po, dahil wala kang experience, si Leonardo yung naisip mo.
Hindi po. Very specific po instruction, operatiba na Iglesia ni Cristo. Definitely it's not me because I'm not an Iglesia ni Cristo, Your Honor. At saka hindi talaga ako operatiba.
Yes, sinabi niyo po kasi sa affidavit ninyo na wala nga kayong experience. Hindi rin kayo Iglesia ni Cristo.
Nagpahanap lang po.
Pero alam ninyo, si Leonardo ay Iglesia. Bakit ba Iglesia ni Cristo? Tinanong mo ba si Presidente? Bakit si Duterte? Bakit Iglesia ni Cristo? Di ba? Oo, bakit nga?
Nahiya ako magtanong, Your Honor. Nahiya po ako magtanong. I just complied.
So dahil alam mong Iglesia ni Cristo si Leonardo, siya yung kinontak mo? Siya
As
yung sinabihan,
far as,
nasabihan?
during that time po kasi, nakita ko kasi operatiba talaga si Sir Leonardo and I work with him sa CIDG 11. So siya yung una, later part na realize ko pwede siya. So I mentioned his name kasi Iglesia ni Cristo rin siya at medyo may katungkulan siya sa Iglesia. So I think he is qualified, Your Honor.
Okay. So, well, nagswak naman doon sa requirement ni Presidente Duterte, si Leonardo.
Sa tingin ko po na, kasi siya naman po na atasan, so perhaps po, na-qualify po, Your Honor.
Okay. So, dito sa affidavit mo, Mr. Chair, talagang mention si Leonardo as part nung flow of payment o ng flow of rewards dito sa war on drugs or sa extrajudicial killings. Tama po ba?
Actually, lahat po ng officers, it's a public knowledge po. Takot lang po sila magsalita. Pero lahat po ng officer na nandito po sa loob, alam po nila yan, public knowledge lang po. Ako lang po naglakas loob magsabi, Your Honor.
So lahat ng mga officers dito, so ibig sabihin si Marcos, alam niya yan, so lahat ng PNP, si Torre, yung mga yan, alam na po lahat.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Sa PIDEA naman, Mr. Chair, nag-show po kayo ng list, di ba? Merong new list, may original list, may PRRD list, meron yung isa pang category ng listahan. So, dito po sa mga list na to, may mga X. Ibig sabihin po, namatay na po yon. Yung may mga X. So, hindi ko kilala po yung mga, yung nasa list, no? Ibig bang sabihin nito, ito po ay mga drug lords or ano-ano yung mga category nito? High level target or drug lord, manufacturer, chemist, or whatever. Ano-ano po yung mga niyan, categories po, Mr. Chair?
Hindi kaya pero in the pictures that were shown in the presentation a while ago, Your Honor, the pictures were labeled as high value targets and Binondo connection. There were two sets of, these are the two sets of pictures.
So, yung Binondo
Your Honor.
connection,
Yes.
so ito talagang literally Binondo? Bakit po
That was how
tinawag?
it was labeled, Your Honor. We are just showing to you what we were able to gather.
Okay. So, dito po walang pagdi-distinguish ng high-level target, drug lords, or manufacturer. Wala pong pagle-level dyan sa mga listahan.
None, Your Honor. It was just, they were just high-value targets.
Pero sinasabi nyo, this is a moving list. May napapalitan, may nalalaglag, merong nadadagdag. Tama po.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
But as far as the pictures are concerned, only additions were done.
Only
But
additions.
nobody was deleted. I mean, if you
Well,
look at the
Pag
monitor
namatay
now,
na.
ma'am, yeah,
Okay. Pag
on the right
namatay
side,
na, parang wala na.
yeah,
So-
the one in the blue box are additions
Okay.
to the list on the left, to your
Okay.
left.
So PRRD list. So ibig sabihin originally nanggaling kay Duterte ang listahan na ito po, yung nasa Binondo connection.
The three lists, ma'am,
the three
were
lists-
originally called the PRRD list.
So nanggaling lahat.
I mean, the file name was a PRRD list and we just adopted it.
Okay. So ito yung mula pa nung umpisa na ipinagmamalaki niya ng mga listahan ng mga narco-politics or mga drug lords. Ito na yon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So ibig sabihin, Mr. Chair, dito sa mga listahan, na-bet niyo na po ba itong mga list na ito?
No, Your Honor. That's the reason why it was being validated every now and then, but when it goes back to the palace, we were informed that when the list goes down, additional names are included. So there is a belief that somebody from the palace or somebody from up there was including names. So it was very difficult to really vet it. But finally, come August 20, in the August 2020 list, but it was, when did they start remedied? Can you just show the slide?
2019.
In 2019, the effort to validate this list started, Your Honor.
Okay, so natapos na po yung pag-validate or na-check?
The validation is continuing, Your Honor. It is still pending. Because
are you conducting po the investigation po dito sa PRRD list?
yes, it is ongoing, Your Honor. But you see, there is a remedied committee that is supposed to review this before they submit it to the Executive Secretary for names to be delisted, retained, or to be placed on suspension file. However, this has not been acted upon since the PBBM administration.
So nandyan po ba si Peter Lim tsaka si Michael Yang sa list?
Michael Yang is not there, Your Honor, but I think Peter Lim is. Let me just double check. But as far as Michael Yang is concerned, he is not in any of the lists.
Peter Lim, yes, sir.
Peter Lim, positive, Your Honor.
Pero you have investigated Michael Yang kasi alam ko parang nag-imbestiga yata ang PIDEA kay Michael Yang at may positive na involvement siya sa drugs.
When I took over in November 2022, Your Honor, I immediately asked for the name Michael Yang if it was listed in our records, but there is no record. Yeah. Negative, Your Honor, for Michael Yang. No hit for Michael Yang, Your Honor.
How about yung kapatid niya po?
None also, Your
None
Honor.
also. Pero syempre, obviously, galing yan kay PRRD. And we know naman that Michael Yang is being protected by PRRD. So mukhang hindi siya talaga list na talagang na talagang hindi bias, di ba? Kasi mayroon nga ngayon ongoing investigation, di ba, kay Michael Yang. So baka unsolicited advice baka pwedeng imbestigahan po ng PIDEA.
Yes, Your Honor, because because of the Squadcom hearings, the connection of the POGO is now, the POGO and the drugs connection is
Yes.
now established.
Yes.
So it is being investigated.
Yes, thank you
However,
po.
Your Honor, let me just explain that in our presentation, we showed that you can tinker with this list. Yeah, you can play with the list. That's the reason why we bring it upstairs and it goes down to us. There are new names listed. But just to take as an example, the names of Mabilog and Wesley Barayuga. So, in other words, this list was being, manipulated without validation. Even if PIDEA was validating it, when it would go up to show the results of our efforts, the list, when it goes down, there are more names added. So that's why, just to make sure, we already joined list 1, 2 to have list number 3.
Okay. Kailan niyo po mababalidate lahat ng mga nakalagay na mga listahan niyo po doon? Kasi parang tingin natin talagang tumitibay yung conclusion namin na parang war between among drug lords ito. So pwede nyo bang maklasify yan as mga drug lords, mga pushers lang or whatever? Pwede bang magawa yon ng PIDEA?
Yes, Your Honor. If you look at the monitor in front of Your Honor, you can see under September 2, 2020, the approval of guidelines and procedures in the conduct of, etc.
Okay.
This is the process that we are showing to you, Your Honor, that it doesn't only take PIDEA to validate this list.
Okay. Sino po
There is this remedied committee, which is composed of the SILG, the DG PIDEA, the Chief of Staff, and the Chief PNP.
Okay.
Unfortunately, as I was saying, during the PBBM administration, this list was never acted upon. That is why we have recommended to the palace that since we are conducting regular barangay drug clearing operations and we are conducting also regular seminar workshops on how we can review our watch list, we were recommending that this remedied list be incorporated already into our barangay drug clearing program so that they can be validated also. So there is no more need for the remedied, but we are waiting for the palace to act on our recommendation,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, kasi yung mga list nyo na nandiyan, tingin ko mga high value yan, ano. Iba pa kasi yung list ng mga barangay, no? During the drug war ni Duterte. Iba pa yung list na yun. Millions yun eh. Yung mga inaano doon sa nililista ng mga barangay, na mga nai-involve doon sa drugs na sinasabi ay siniseminar. So, wala dyan sa list, no? Iba pa yung list natin sa barangay level.
Yes, Your Honor, we would like to merge all of these lists together so that we will only have one list.
Well, hindi po. Pwede natin pag-ibahin, di ba, yung mga listahan sa barangay. Kasi 1 million yun eh, dun sa report na nakita natin during the previous hearings. So 1 million po yan. Mga ano to, no? Katulad yan, mga may hirap na extrajudicial killed. No, yun po. Tapos ihalo nyo dyan sa listahan na mga narcolist yan, mga ano, baka ganun po ba? I-merge nyo lahat ito?
Your Honor, the 1 million plus names that you are mentioning is just an estimate of the total number of I think drug users in the Philippines. There are no names, Your Honor. But we do our barangay drug clearing program, we have names. And
yes, pero Mr. Chair, obvious naman eh, ang mga napapatay, mga mahihirap. Yung more or less from 3,000 yan hanggang 30,000 yan na estimated number of EJKs o namatay, ay karamihan doon ay mga mahihirap po. Kaya nga sinasabi natin, ang war on drugs ni Duterte ay war on drugs lang laban sa mga mahihirap. At ito ay labanan ng mga drug lords, ng mga kompetensyahan sa mga droga. So may ganun ba kayong investigation na nakita ninyo na nagkaroon talaga ng competition between drug lords?
Your Honor, we did not see any indication towards that, the competition concept. Because, again, the difficulty of having so many lists is that the list is very active. It's changing every now and then. And sometimes it happens that somebody is involved in a drug operation and he is not included in the list. So that was the difficulty during the drug campaign, Your Honor.
Sige. Pero ito po, no, nakita nyo naman, more than 30,000 ang namatay dito sa EJK, sa estimate yan ng Human Rights Watch. No, sa pulis naman 6,000 dun sa kanilang listahan. So mapapansin niyo po, no, mas maraming namatay na mga inosente, yung mga users lang, no, yung mga street pushers kaysa doon sa mga drug lord o malalaking supplier ng droga. So ang ibig ko sabihin, Mr. Chair, dito, ma-intensify niyo po, no, yung pinagkukuhanan ng droga, no, yung operations dapat ay ma-intensify yung sources ng mga droga, like yung nagmamanufacture, etc. So, yun lang po, Mr. Chair.